let's transition into
a new segment.
New segment. Again, Greg hits it out of the park with the jingles on our show, right?
Yeah, I found myself a niche. Turns out I'm good at jingles.
So this is called I saw it on the internet, and this is one to where we present Greg with something that I have come across on the internet, on social media. If you guys are on social media like I am pretty much every day, you come across things and you're like, what the fuck is this? And sometimes you have nobody to talk to about it. And so I am fortunate now to have a co-host to where when I come across something kind of interesting, I can present this to Greg. So this is going to be a segment that we're trying out on the premiere episode of Iller and Filthier today.
We're just trying it out.
We're trying it out. We'll see.
Boyfriend was secretly taking photos of my mother and storing them in a private album on his phone. And something really disturbing happened yesterday in relation to this whole entire madness. So if you think that's bad enough, oh, it's about to get worse. And let this story be a lesson to you girls. If you have any weird suspicions or gut feelings, just go through your man's phone. Also, no hate to my mom. She is completely innocent in all of this. She had no idea this was going on. So I decided to go through my ex-boyfriend's phone because I just had a sneaking suspicion. And honestly, at this point, I wish I would have found that he was talking to girls because that would have been so much better than what I actually found. Went through his entire phone, I found nothing, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. This guy is a saint. But then it hit me. You know what? If there's any secrets, they might be in his photo album. So then, right before I locked his phone, I went straight to his albums, and what do I see? I see an album with a cover photo that's my mother in a bathing suit. I realized this is a photo from one of our family vacations. So I'm like, okay, well maybe this is like a family vacation album. No, because the album was labeled for personal use. And when I clicked on it, it was literally just photos of my mom that he had taken like incognito. You could tell she was completely unaware that her photo was being taken. I found this out. I sat on it for like a couple weeks because I was truly shocked. I didn't know what to do and I wasn't ready to break up with this man, but eventually I did. But I never called him out on it. And the other day I made a TikTok about this and I haven't heard from this guy in so long and honestly made peace with the fact that I would never speak with him again. I blocked this guy literally everywhere a person could be blocked. But this little weasel sent me an email yesterday. You are not going to believe what the email said. I'm going to save this for part 2. Let me know your thoughts.
All right, Greg. I've got a couple questions for you, but I just want your overall use. If you come across something like this, what's going through your head here after watching that?
Oh man, I just want to I want to run if I'm that guy.
This is the stuff that content wise we're competing against.
Yeah,
and. I have a hard time when I come across this stuff nowadays where I'm like, I think it's all bullshit. I mean, it's so perfectly presented. And of course it gets over that 1 minute mark to where now she's monetized once she gets over the 1 minute. And then she gets to the end where there's a part 2 that you're going to have to go see.
Yeah.
But let's just say this is all true.
Right. Man, that is tough. I mean, is she hot? First of all,
okay. Number one, I knew you were going to probably say that, and that's what the comment section was. Can we see a picture of her mom?
Yeah, that's man. It's weird because I've never been in that. I looking back, I'm like, there's nobody's mom. I don't think I would have wanted taken pictures of. I mean, that's the first thing. It's like, wow, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, that feels like clickbait for sure.
But we're going to assume that it's real, that it's an actual story. I can't say one way or the other. And the name of the creator was on there, so we're giving her credit for that. And then what are your thoughts on going through your significant other's phone? I'm curious about that, because that was another thing I thought this would be a good topic for us to talk about as well in this segment.
I think we all have like the urge to do that, but I mean,
will you let Rachel go through your phone?
No.
And
I don't want.
Will she let you go through hers?
No, I'm just. Yeah, of course. I think we both do.
Wait, you both do what?
We both share pictures of each other's moms. No, I'm just kidding. I think we would both share. Be like, yeah, look through. I don't think we're.
You haven't done it, but you're saying you would. See, I think that's all bullshit.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
you would let Rachel go through your phone like right now?
Yeah.
Say, hey, babe, go through my phone while I'm doing the podcast. I'll be gone an hour. You have an hour to go through my phone.
Yeah.
And then she would do the same thing, you think, for you?
Yeah. We both would. I mean, we share like a Apple ID, so I mean, everything she does, I see anyway. So.
And do you have any desire? Let me ask you this question a different way. Do you have a desire to want to go through her phone?
I think it's an age thing. When we were younger, maybe I used to tell her that. I used to be like, so here's the thing about when you're married for a long time. I used to think like when we had little kids and she'd go out, I used to think like, oh, she just wants to go hook up with somebody. Like, and then you realize like, that's not true at all. Like she literally just wants to get away from the freaking kids and like, just have a moment with her friends and relax. Same way we do, like when buddies go out or, it's like you realize then you get older and you realize that's all just like, why was I worried about any of that? There's nobody's going out to like, just get some guy's going to grab her and take her in the bathroom, like again, but I think when we were younger, I felt that way. And when you get older, you don't think like that. And so, yeah, I don't think either one of us would have a problem with each other looking through each other's phone.
But what about the question of, do you have a desire? Like if her phone was just out right now, would you go through it because you're curious?
I don't. I mean, I really don't. I mean, we leave each other's phones around. We don't have a reason to feel that way. So I think, but I understand the desire. Like I get that, like I get that desire. Like I think it's natural I think that's a natural thing in people is to be like, I want to look
insecure.
At this. Yeah, I think it's just a wonder, you know what I mean? Like because it does exist and you see it and you hear, you know what I mean? Like, so I think that's natural that people want to look. It's like I have a friend that's going through a separation, and I've been trying to tell him the same thing. He got really down on himself because he, one day was like, oh, I, followed her, looked up her, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm just like, dude, that's okay. I think that's a natural thing. You're going through something that's painful. I think that's natural that you would like look into that. You know what I mean? Like,
you didn't tell him that you saw her with her friend from the restaurant and he went and looked and went bat shit like OJ.
No, yeah, exactly. He didn't kill everybody. We don't know. But read his book if you guys want to know how he would have done it. I think Rachel and I are kind of unique in that way, but like, I mean, I understand the need for wanting to look. Like if it was sitting there like, oh, I'm gonna check this out. Like, 'cause you just never know, right? Like you never know what you're gonna find. Like,
well, and let's say if you were this guy,
yeah,
and let's just hypothetically say Rachel had a mom that was smoking hot, and you were taking pictures of your mom-in-law. Who's putting it just in their regular roll?
Yeah. No, I mean, for one, I'm getting another phone. I'm getting a burner phone. You got to be smart,
Well, we've got time to where she was teasing a part 2, and I know that we're all thinking, well, what did she have to say in part 2? So I went and got that one.
Boyfriend was secretly taking photos of my mother and storing them in an album on his phone labeled for personal use only. Yes, you heard that correctly. I made a TikTok exposing my ex-boyfriend, and I haven't talked to this guy in a long time. I never actually confronted him about the fact that he was like, I don't know, secretly in love with my mom and creeping on her during our family vacations. But I guess he saw my TikTok because even though he is blocked on literally everything, he found a way. They always find a way, girls, and he found a way through email. So he sent me an email yesterday. I'm going to read it to you guys, and I need to know your opinions and your thoughts, and I need you to let me know if I should just ignore this or if I should reply. Here goes.
Because she's getting the
Hi,
engagement.
Stephanie. I just want to wish you the best. I see all of your success online and that things are going well for you. A friend of mine sent a TikTok you made a couple of days ago. Yeah, sure. And I feel that this is about me. No, really? And so I wanted to give myself a chance to explain what really happened. See, I don't understand what more you could possibly explain. Like, what could be an actual legitimate reason for you having a private folder on your phone with photos of my mom labeled for personal use? Make it make sense. But guys, if you think that there is an explanation that you think could exist in reality, let me know in the comments. Anyway, then he ended it by saying, do you have any time this week to meet for a coffee or a drink? P.S. How is your mom? Just part 2 to...
So, again, I showed you that.
I think they're in on it.
And you see the engagement numbers, which are not crazy there at the time that I screen capped it, but they are crazy now. And it's like an account that gets quite a bit of engagement. And you see stuff like this all the time, whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And then we're going to put out our content and we're going to get, maybe 200 views here or there, 1 or 2 likes. And then we see something like this. How do we compete against stuff like this?
Yeah, I can't. I'm stuck on like the naming of the album. Like that's the first mistake, right?
Of the private album?
Yeah. First of all, you don't ever name it like if I wrote a book called like If I Was Gonna Cheat.
Right. If I was hot for my wife's mom.
Yeah.
In a bikini. She did say, I think, a bikini too, That's
crazy. But yeah, I would be, I mean, you don't, first of all, you name it like golf clubs or something that my wife's like, oh, I'm not looking in that out, just something awful, or
Star Wars comic books.
Yeah, Greg's favorite drums. You have to be way smarter. So first of all, they're dumb, both of them, and yeah, no, that's yeah, I think he's messing with her. Right? Is this this is a couple trying to be like, oh, this will be funny? Like,
well, if we're taking it for the truth or whatever, they're no longer together. I mean, I take it as all bullshit,
true.
But I'm to the point now to where most of the stories and most of the posts that I see of people saying certain things that
right
happened to them today. I can't believe I was walking down the street and some guy slapped me on the butt or something. And I'm not discounting, like that shit happens, right? But
Yes.
It's happening to hundreds of people on my particular timeline. I don't know. It's a fine line. I'm not discounting that stuff doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stories and a lot of things, and I'm just like, everybody's just doing things for engagement.
Yeah.
And it's hard to kind of figure out, well, what's truthful or not. And then in the end, does it matter if it's truthful?
Does
she care?
No.
Do you care?
The cool thing is, like you said, like it doesn't matter if it's true or not. It's like, how would the rest of us handle that?
Yeah.
That's such a great question. Like it's a great topic.
But most of the engagement was, can we see a picture of your mom? When I first just got a hold of that video and I was scrolling and I saw it and I was hooked within the first 10 seconds. I was like annoyed, but I was already thinking of things that I wanted to present to you for the show. So I was like, well, I'm going to listen to this all the way through.
Yeah.
And the first thing that came to my mind before I ran to the comment section there was, I know there's 99% are going to be guys asking for pictures of the mom. But this girl got exactly what she wanted. She got the engagement.
Yeah. No, that's
So.
exactly right. But yeah, that's a tough one. You just got to be smarter.